On October 6, 2025, Ukraine launched one of its largest drone attacks deep into Russian territory, an operation that struck at the very heart of Russia's military and industrial infrastructure. Long-range Ukrainian drones reportedly hit multiple high-value targets. The Sverdlov ammunition plant in the Nizhny Novgorod region, an oil terminal in Crimea, a weapons depot belonging to Russia's 18th Combined Arms Army, and several industrial facilities across western Russia. The result: massive explosions, fires, and power outages that rippled through several regions. Russian authorities reported intercepting hundreds of incoming drones, but despite those defenses, several still made impact. Independent observers described this as one of the largest Ukrainian drone assaults on Russian soil since the war began. Independent verification of these strikes remains partial. Both Ukrainian and Russian sources confirm that attacks occurred, but they differ on just how effective they were. Ukraine claims major hits and fires at ammunition and oil facilities. Russia, on the other hand, admits to the scale of the assault but insists damage was minor. The Associated Press and the Moscow Times report that explosions, fires, and widespread power outages were documented in multiple regions, suggesting the strikes did achieve some success despite official Russian denials. At least 2 people were killed, one a power restoration worker in Belgorod, the other dying later in hospital. Thousands were left without electricity, over 40,000 at the peak, and around 5,400 still in the dark the following day. In Bryansk, fires broke out at key energy sites including the Clincy power station. In Nizhny Novgorod, an industrial area in Dzerzhinsk was hit, injuring at least one and sparking residential fires. And in Crimea, drone strikes set an oil terminal ablaze. 4 hours, Russian air traffic control restricted flights in several regions, though most resumed by morning. The Kremlin's media response? Muted. Russian state channels largely ignored the attacks, focusing on unrelated domestic stories like local accidents while labeling the drone strikes as terrorist acts. This framing fits the Kremlin's narrative that Ukraine is the aggressor, seeking to derail peace efforts. On Moscow's streets, reactions were mixed. Some dismissed the reports as exaggerated. Others expressed confidence in President Putin's ability to respond calmly and decisively. But on social media, the tone was far more explosive. Prominent Russian military bloggers, especially the influential Dva Mayora, or Two Majors, channel, called the Ukrainian strike a humiliation for Russian defenses. Some even urged nuclear retaliation. Others accused military leadership of complacency for leaving aircraft and depots exposed. Strategically, Ukraine's October 6 strike was a bold escalation. It demonstrated Kyiv's growing ability to hit deep inside Russian territory, far beyond the front lines. For Ukraine, the message was clear. Russia's war machine is vulnerable even at home. For Moscow, it was a reminder that its vast air defense network can still be breached. But beneath the official calm, there's growing war fatigue among Russians. Polls show President Putin's approval remains high, between 60 and 75%, a phenomenon known as the Putin consensus. Yet surveys also reveal a shrinking base of war supporters and a rising desire for peace. Around 60% of Russians now favor an immediate ceasefire and negotiations. Most Russians no longer buy into the denazification narrative. Still, censorship and fear of reprisal keep many from voicing dissent publicly. Analysts say today's Russia is loyal not necessarily to Putin's ideology but to his image of control. Behind the scenes, a younger second-tier elite is emerging, while Putin maintains strategic command. There's no visible push for regime change, but speculation about a post-Putin transition is quietly building. Ukraine's October 6 drone strike sent a powerful signal militarily, politically, and psychologically. It showed that no part of Russia is completely beyond reach, and that the battlefield now extends far beyond trenches and front lines. Whether this will push Moscow toward escalation or negotiation remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the war's next phase will not just be fought over territory, it will be fought over narratives, perception, and endurance.